Hi, this is Ted Beener with the National Weather Service in Seattle, and this video covers the latest winter weather outlook produced by the National Weather Service's Climate Prediction Center. And this video is valid until New Year's Eve, the end of this year. Again, the seasonal outlook is from the National Weather Service's Climate Prediction Center. Here is their website, and you can always view their latest seasonal and even 3- and 4-week outlooks at any time. First, let's quickly review what is El Nino versus La Nina. La Nina, which is where we are for this winter season, has below normal sea surface temperatures in the eastern Pacific tropical waters. And in contrast, El Nino is when those sea surface temperatures are warmer than average. For more information about this phenomenon, please see this link that you see here. So what does El Nino or La Nina have to do with our weather here at our latitude in North America? Well, in the lower left-hand corner is a classic El Nino event from the latter part of the 20th century with really warmer than average temperatures along the equator west of Peru. And just to the right of that was a good La Nina event from the late 1980s, and you can see a lot of shades of blue there that indicate cooler than average temperatures in those tropical waters. To the right, during an El Nino, the jet stream tends to spend a lot more time across the southern tier of the U.S., while here in the Pacific Northwest we tend to be warmer than average. No real clear connotation with regards to precipitation. In contrast, for La Nina, the jet stream spends a lot more time at our latitude and on occasion will buckle, go up into Alaska, the Yukon, grab cold air and bring it down into the lower 48. We just happen to have that kind of weather pattern underway at this particular time for areas east of the Rockies. But for the Pacific Northwest during a typical La Nina, we tend to be cooler and wetter than average. Here's a look at historical trends going back to 1950. Everything in the reds are the El Nino years, including one of the 3 warmest El Nino events just a few seasons ago during the winter of 2015 and 16. And in the blue are La Nina events. Our most significant La Nina event of late was the winter of 07 and 08. Also offered here are the definitions of what is a weak, moderate, or a strong El Nino or La Nina. So where are we at this particular point? This chart was updated earlier this week, and just to quickly review, during the early 1980s, NOAA put in a fleet of buoys from off the coast of Peru all the way out into the western Pacific in the tropical region. Climatologists have studied this phenomenon and have found this geographic area, this hybrid Nino 3.4, has the strongest correlation to North American winter weather seasons. On the right-hand side, updated earlier this week, shows the trends going back to this time last year when we had a weak La Nina. We warmed up during the spring, and by midsummer we were kind of trending maybe towards neutral or El Nino conditions. Then, of course, obviously, things cooled off as we head through the fall and to this particular time period now. So we're quite chilly, and clearly a La Nina event is underway. So what's our status right now? La Nina conditions are in place across the eastern Pacific tropical region. I'll play a video here that shows the trend over this time period starting back in October through this most recent week. Temperatures are 1 to 2 degrees cooler Celsius than average, and a La Nina advisory is in place and is anticipated to be with us for the rest of this winter season. As a result, we're going to see the jet stream spend a lot more time at our latitude, bringing us more Pacific storms. So what's the outlook for the remainder of this winter season? On the left is temperatures. Increased odds on cooler than average temperatures throughout the region. And on the right-hand side, tipping the odds on better than average precipitation for the time period of January, February, and March. So in summary, a La Nina advisory is in effect. We already talked about the temperatures and precipitation, but this also means that our mountain snowpack tends to be pretty healthy. It was last year in our weak La Nina, and it looks like it will probably be so again. And typically we peak the top off the mountain snowpack right around April 1st. And keep in mind that the Climate Prediction Center's seasonal outlooks are updated every third Thursday of each month, and you can find a headline on our website at weather.gov/Seattle with a link directly to those Outlook charts. No matter what, we can expect a lot of significant winter weather in our region, depending on whether it's El Nino, La Nina, or neutral. But for this particular season, again, good potential for more cold weather outbreaks and lowland snow across the state. And a typical La Nina also increases the odds on major flooding and or a major windstorm. Something to keep in mind as we continue through this winter season. So what's ahead? On the left-hand side here is some guidance on a number of different kinds of models that show what the Nino 3.4 is going to look like down the road. Across the bottom you see a sequence of months there. Just above 2018, DFJ stands for December, January, February. JFM stands for January, February, March. Anyway, you can see the trend there is for La Nina conditions of less than minus 0.5 degrees Celsius, and we see a warming trend as we head through the spring and possibly heading into neutral conditions by the time we get to this coming summer. But again, this is all very early, so stay tuned. So the seasonal outlooks heading into the spring for temperatures, equal chances, EC, for above, near, or below average temperatures during the springtime period, and for precipitation also equal chances of above, near, or below average conditions. For the summer, the latest outlook for July, August, and September increases the odds on warmer than average conditions, and generally over the Pacific Northwest, equal chances for normal precipitation, but near the Idaho border, tipping the odds to below average precipitation during this summer period. And just taking a peek at the coming fall season, for temperatures, increased odds on above average temperatures and no real trend on precipitation. Just a quick reminder to with regards to your decision support services, our website at weather.gov/Seattle, and also our social media, where you can find a lot of really short-term updated information there. I want to remind you of the smartphone application, Interactive NWS. You can register and get the same kind of information, tailor it to your location and what events you are most interested in. You can register very easily there for the emergency management community at no cost. NWS Chat, so you can communicate with the forecasters 24 hours a day. There's the website to get your account if you don't already have one. You can always contact us on the phone. Those are our unlisted emergency management oriented phone numbers. And then of course, I want to highlight our event-driven weather briefings, whether they're webinars, email briefings, or YouTube. Our new registration system went into place on December the 27th. And if you haven't registered, there is the Google form link that you can use, and you can get yourself registered there if you're not already. That's it for the latest winter weather outlook. On behalf of all of us at the National Weather Service in Seattle, have a happy new year.